So risk reduction. Just now I say risk cannot be eliminated entirely, but it can be reduced to a tolerable level, which is within the allowed region, as low as reasonably practicable, right? So then here, I also mentioned in the introduction, the new philosophy focus on identifying the hazard and try to eliminate it. Okay, or if it cannot be, if the risk cannot be reduced entirely, but it can be minimized. And here are the strategies we can use, okay, to reduce the risk to an acceptable level. Okay, we call hierarchy. It means some has higher priority and some has lower priority. We will always go for higher priority one, okay, because it's more effective in reducing the level of risk. Okay, so you can see on the top one is the most effective strategy, and the bottom one is the least effective. You see PPE. PPE actually is the least effective one. Okay, so according to the old philosophy, they use PPE and they use rules and regulation. Rules and regulation actually falls under administrative control. I have regulation. Workers cannot do this, cannot do that. Must put on this, must use this. All these are rules and regulation. And all this falls under administrative control. Okay, you see what people use in according to the old philosophy are the two which are least effective. Okay, actually the most effective strategy is elimination. That is to remove the hazard entirely. Okay, hazard can be removed entirely, but risk cannot be reduced entirely. Risk and hazard are two different things. Don't get confused. Okay, hazard can be removed entirely, but risk cannot be reduced entirely. Okay, the most effective strategy to reduce the risk is elimination. Okay, then followed by substitution, meaning we replace the hazard with a less hazardous component. Later, I will give you an example. You will understand what does it mean. So the highest priority is elimination, followed by substitution. Okay, we substitute the hazard with a least hazardous material or machine. Then the next level is engineering control. So engineering control means we use something to isolate the hazard from the people, from the workers. Okay, and after that, the next level is administrative control, meaning we implement some rules, some regulation, right? The meaning is the principle behind is we change the way people work so that the way they work make them safer. Okay, and the last one is PPE. Okay, protect the worker with PPE. Okay, these are the definition of each strategy. Okay, let me explain by giving you an example. Okay, so let's say what we can do to reduce the risk of being infected by COVID-19 due to having meal outside, right? This happened 4 years ago, okay, during the MCO. So how to reduce the risk of being infected by COVID-19? So in terms of elimination, because here what causes us to be infected by COVID-19 is we go out from our house, right? We expose ourselves to the virus, right? Having meal outside is the action. So what we can do to reduce the risk, number one is we don't go out, right? Elimination. Okay, we cook at home. Okay, if we don't go out, then we will not be exposed to the virus. So eliminate the possibility of going out, of having meal outside, right? And substitution, what does it mean? Okay, we still take outside food, but without going out from our house, right? We order from Grab, from Food Panda, okay? By doing so, we have food outside, we take outside food, but without going out. Okay, that is substitution, right? The risk is a little bit higher as compared to cooking at home. Why? Because maybe you have opportunity to when you take your order, okay, when the Grab driver send you the food, then you talk to the Grab driver, right? Then you might get infected. Or if the packaging of the food is contaminated and you consume the food, then you get infected, right? So as compared to you cook at home, everything is prepared by yourself, so there is no chance for you to get infected. So that's why elimination is top, meaning highest level, as compared to substitution. It's still safe, but you still have some level of risk of getting infected. Then if you still want to go out, you say, I want to go out, then engineering control, meaning you drive through, right? You drive through. You don't enter the restaurant, but you just go and pick up your food. Okay, this engineering control. Then administrative control. So we are very familiar with this. MySejahtera, physical distancing, minimize the meal time, right? All these are administrative control. And PPE, wearing mask, use sanitizer. All these are considered PPE. Okay, we are going to have a group discussion. I want you to scan this Padlet first, and later I'm going to explain to you what we are going to do. Okay, scan this QR code. It will bring you to a Padlet. Okay, I explained to you first. Later, we are going to take 5. Then after that, you will start your discussion. Okay, the group discussion is like this. Every group, you are assigned to a scenario, right? You see this scenario. Then what you need to do is identify the hazard associated with the activity conducted by the person. Then after that, suggest strategy to reduce the risk according to hierarchy, right? Hierarchy like this, right? Start from elimination. After that, substitution, engineering control. So I want you to list down like this. Number 1, you list out the risk, the hazard, right? You list out the hazard. Okay, let's say in this case, having meal outside. What is the hazard? The hazard is COVID-19 virus, right? The hazard is COVID-19 virus. It's a biological hazard. The activity is having meal outside. Yeah. So, and the hazard is COVID-19 virus. Then the strategies, number 1, elimination, cooking at home. Then so and so on. So I want you to go through this activity then list down the hazard. Okay, then I want you to propose strategy how you can reduce the risk associated to that hazard, okay, according to these 5 levels: elimination, substitution,